I don't even know what to say, guys. I don't even know what to say. These guys are just have no personality. They have no drive. They have no motivation by the looks of it. They're bottling the Scudetto once again. That's what it feels like to me. We'll talk about the refereeing decisions. We'll talk about things that didn't go our way, calls that didn't go our way. But did Inter today deserve to win against Atalanta? No, we didn't deserve to win it. We deserve to concede that goal. Whether that goal should have stood or not, that's a different question. This team is really worrying me now. I am really, really worried now because now we missed the opportunity to go plus, or at least remain plus 10 against Milan. I wasn't even expecting to go plus 13 because, again, just had no faith in this Inter team to win a big game. And now Milan are playing pretty useless Lazio team tomorrow at the Olimpico, which is going to be empty. Not half empty, like literally empty. And as my prediction was, I predicted a 1-1 or a 2-2 draw today because I feel like Milan are going to come to +5 or -5 on us. And then next round, next fixture in Serie A, I think they play before us, right? If I'm not mistaken. So where are they? Yeah, so Milan played Torino on Saturday, March 21st at home. And we play Fiorentina on Sunday night. So by the time we play Fiorentina, Milan could be -2 behind us. And that's where I definitely don't have faith anymore in this team. Till there is a bit of a gap, as I said, when as long as there's a bit of a gap, my faith will remain because I know these guys usually get over the line, and you got the padding and the comfort level there, at least to get over the line. As soon as it gets to -2, yeah, we're bottling the Scudetto once again. If that happens, more dropped points, more disappointment. And this team looks so flat, so flat. Like, out of the two teams today, guys, you tell me which of the two teams looks like it just played against Bayern Munich in midweek in the Champions League. When you're watching that game, did it look like it was Atalanta? No, it looked like it was Inter. We were so flat, tired. We couldn't muster up any type of danger, any type of chance creation. Di Marco, it looks nowhere near as good as it looked a few weeks ago now. So when our best players are not looking good, I mean, we know that Thuram hasn't been looking good for the whole year, really. Even Zielinski was looking flat today. The guys that came on, there was no impact from the substitutes. Like, every single player in this team at the moment is looking absolutely flat. Barella, of course, here he's got an 8.1 assist and big 8.1 rating, man of the match. But no, he looked awful. He even got booed by the San Siro at one point, which I've never heard before. Like, Pio got a nice goal, but that was really a Carnesecchi mistake. Dumfries, it was nice to see him back, but my goodness, I think literally the only two players I was saved today were probably Bisek and Augusto, to be honest. Bisek and Augusto, our two wide centre backs being our best players, that says a lot. And I am imagine if this team was still in the Champions League. Imagine if this team was still in the Champions League. My goodness, we would be looking so finished, which is what happened last season. We only remained in the title race last season because Napoli kept the dropping points as well. We weren't in the Scudetto race because we were, going neck and neck with Napoli. Napoli didn't run away with it, and we just kind of remained there. And then in the end, we could have actually won it. Oh my God. Even though I kind of predicted this in my preview, I kind of expect, because we have been looking flat for weeks now. It's nothing new. But it's still the way that this defeat, well, it feels like a defeat, is a draw. The way that this draw comes is still shocking to me. It's still shocking to me, man. That these guys, these super experienced guys that have been in multiple title races at Inter or other teams, super experienced, average age today 28.3. This is exactly the peak ages of football there is outside of Pio and Sucic. All of these guys have experienced title races, World Cups, Euros, Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues, so many different types of experiences in this team, and it doesn't look like it at all. This looks like a team of youngsters. It's the first time that they're playing football, first time they're in the title race, they're feeling the pressure. I just don't get this team. I don't get it. I don't get it. It really, really annoys me. But anyway, let me see who is in the house and get some of your thoughts and opinions on this bunch of flat bottlers that we have in front of our eyes at the moment, with this Inter team and Chivu as well, with his substitutions. He got sent off in the end as well. He looks like he's feeling the pressure, obviously. But yeah, let me see who's in the house. Nick's Knox, Negativity FC. Man, you guys just love sucking the joy out of a room. Like, even Anthony was messaging me about people singing too early. Bro, like, football, sorry for singing after the Juve win, man. Like, I've got some joy. I love beating those guys. Shoot me, lock me up for being, fan of this team and being overjoyed when we beat our rivals finally. Because, like, you guys just, and then you blame the actual fans for like singing, like, as if that's what's impacting the players that we've been watching for multiple years bottling the Scudetto. Mattia believes that we are 100% bottling the Scudetto. I'm not there yet, but as I said, yeah, if Milan go to -2, yeah, we're pretty much there. I have to wait and see what Milan do. But if Milan go to -2, then I feel like these guys are going to bottle it. Yeah, then I'm going to be there with you. Why spend all that money on VAR when these refs don't even do their job? Yeah, I've got the screenshots for it, and we'll get to that as well. Bottle Nazionale. Yep. Just remove Inter from Serie A. I'm done with this league. Ridwan says can't finish chances for good. Yeah, I mean, we did have some chances in the second half. Maybe the Thuram back heel, but nothing too crazy to talk about in terms of, real opportunities. There were moments where we maybe could have shot, but we didn't shoot, which was frustrating, which is, how many times do we talk about this Inter team and doing that? Could have held on to Di Marco and Pio. Yeah, we'll talk about substitutions of Chivu. Even if we somehow end up winning this shite league, I don't want to see Chivu as our manager next season. I've had enough of his subs. He cost us this game. Okay, there is now. We were all happy with the Chivu substitution in the first half of the season. We were done with Inzaghi's pre-planned, pre-programmed substitutions, but now we're also fed up with Chivu's. It is what it is. Yeah, Sucic got subbed off at half time. We'll talk about that. Luis on the right is already bad. This one's even worse if he's put on the left. I think he always looks a little bit better on the left, to be fair, going forward, but it's really not much. The bar is very low with Luis Enrique. Can't understand the policy subbing on yellow too, or you mean subbing off, I guess. Forget about the foul. We should focus on Sommer gifting another goal. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a moment, because he was left 1v1 with Sulemana, like in that position, Filippo, like the guy is shot from like 2 yards away. Well, actually, I don't think I have the screenshot for that one. I'll have to get it. I understand he gave it straight to Kristovic, but the guy shot from 5 meters away from him. Let me see if anyone's posted on Twitter the Kristovic. See it? No. Well, I'll try to find it afterwards anyway. Positivity FC, thank you, Eduardo, for the donation. I really appreciate you, especially on days like this, man. I know on these types of days, why would you want to donate? But appreciate you, man. Positivity FC remains, but those refs, bro. Okay, let's talk about the decisions that went against us. I think the main one that I'm confused about is the Dumfries, Sulemana on Dumfries, more than the penalty, is Sulemana on Dumfries. He does accentuate the fall. Dumfries, he kicks like backwards and flails to like really accentuate the fall. Dumfries on this one. But there was, he's already kind of a little bit off balance. And there is a push from behind from Sulemana. Might be a little bit soft, but there's definitely something there. And then, yeah, he tries to win the foul by, kicking his leg backwards and stuff. But the thing is, I see these types of calls all the time. Like when defenders are defending, they always win these silly, soft fouls. And that's the thing. I think if the referee didn't call it in real time, in slow-mo, it doesn't look heavy enough. The touch, this push doesn't look heavy enough in slow-mo. It just looks like a soft touch. That's one thing in slow-mo, that everything looks extra heavy, extra strong in slow motion. Any kick, any like stamp, all of those little touches look super heavy, but a push is really hard to see in slow motion because you can't really see the force being put into the guy's hand. But anyway, to me, that should have been a foul in real time. So I that's the decision I have my issues with, because I see that called 99% of the time. Super soft fouls on defenders that get called all the time. And it actually reminds me of the goal. Which season was it? Was it, I think it might be Seconda Stella season, Atalanta away, if you guys remember. I think it was Lukman scored, and it was Scamacca on Pavard, maybe. It was something similar to this, where like it was a clear foul on one of our defenders, and then they got the ball, and I think Lukman tapped it in, or maybe it was Lukman and Scamacca tapped it in, one way or the other. But it reminded me of that, and it was against Atalanta as well. That one was way worse than this one as well. But this is the decision I have big problem with. And I feel like since the Bastoni Kalulu incident, it's almost like the referees are now trying to make up for that decision, as if they, that's how it works. Now you got to make up for a decision, as if there wasn't the whole season before that. And now there's also 10 games to play after that, or more, because that was a few games ago now. So it just feels like since that Bastoni Kalulu thing, the whole media around it, everything, now it's like, it's almost that the referees feel like they need to make up and can't give any decision against Inter now. And then the penalty on Frattesi. I don't know about you guys. I don't like these types of penalties given, because this reminds me of Dumfries in the Derby d'Italia, the first season of Inzaghi, if you guys remember, when Dumfries kicked Alexandro. Alexandro got the ball just before Dumfries. Dumfries kicks like a little bit underneath his foot. So I always hated the fact that that's one of the penalties I've hated the most that's been given against us. It reminds me a little bit of that, but I feel like this is a lot more contact than that one, because that one was like on the edge of the box. The ball was going nowhere, and it was like a touch underneath Sandro's foot. This one was, I think Scalvini ends up kicking Frattesi here, like on the ankle or on the calf. Like this one's, to me, looks a lot heavier contact, and it's clumsy as well. Look, his feet are off the ground as well, so he's put quite a bit of force into that. He's going with all his body jumping up towards the ball, and he's missed it. Frattesi's got it before him. I've seen those given as well, especially in these circumstances where it's just clumsy. The guy's got there before you. We've been given some of these like this. So yeah, like Matthias says, we've seen this given against us, but it's not even just against us. I see this given a lot in Serie A in general, where it's clumsy by the defender. The ball might not be even going anywhere dangerous. It's probably not going to any Inter player after this, but it's just Frattesi's got there before. You tried to get there, you kick the guy, and usually it's pretty much a clear penalty. So actually, yeah, as I'm talking to you guys, I've talked myself into also this being a decision that clearly we didn't get. No, man, you guys, Anthony, man, you guys is like want to suck out the joy of people singing, man. Like, again, I said this was Nick Knox. Shoot me for singing after beating Juve, man. Like having some joy, enjoying the win against Juve, being top of the league. Like, you guys just want to suck out the joy of watching any type of football, man. Like, everything we do sat in our rooms away from the actual San Siro pitch. Anything to kind of take away from these actual players who are bottling the league. Like, you guys want to believe in jinxes and all that kind of stuff, man. Like, whatever, man. But anyway, in terms of decisions, yeah, we got shafted today. We got absolutely shafted, and it looks like that is the way that we are going to go, that things are going to be in Serie A now. Since the Bastoni Kalulu incident, we just have to now apparently just be able to take it and get shafted all season long. And that's the type of situation, environment that's been created against Inter now. So well done to, Juve fans, the media that's been able to do that. So well done. But that's what we also now gotta fight against. And yeah, Marotta League, and it is right, Marotta League, exactly, Marotta League. Keep shouting about Marotta League. If they lose this league, it wouldn't be worse than the Champions League. There is no going back. I mean, yeah, if we lose the league this time, if we lose the league, I've already said it, this would be the worst possible loss ever. Like, this would be the most embarrassing loss ever. It would be to immeasurable levels of embarrassment. It would be crazy. Even Bastoni Kalulu incident, internet, so many. Yeah, but that's the thing, Juve fans, like that we can have conversations. If Juve fans, we can have back to, like, we can go decision for decision if you want. Like, you guys, you will consume content that shows Inter getting decisions. We consume content that shows like calls that Juve didn't get. Like, it is. But anyway, why are Juve fans in here anyway? You guys are like minus 17, so you guys got other things to focus on. You got to focus on top 4. Anthony said, Joy, is one thing to start singing that you have won the league. No, I don't think anyone even said that we won the league 10 games in advance. Like, this is the thing. You guys, I don't know if maybe I've seen things that you haven't seen, or you've seen things I haven't seen. Singing that we are the Capolisti and our train is going. It's just a typical song that you sing. You can sing it on match day 1. Like, you can start singing that on match day 1 as a joke. I'm not saying that we've won the league. I'm not going to be like, nah, man. Can't be here dictating for other fans to, like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Yeah, it's like in that moment, I'm gonna sing. Like, in that moment, like, yeah, I was. You guys know me. I was against the singing as well. I was like telling people, like, calm down. Let's not sing yet. But as I always say, if you wanna sing, you do it. But after the Juve game, I couldn't contain myself, because that was like, cathartic, beating Juve finally in the way that we did it. Yes, we got the decision for us. The whole Bosoni Kalulu thing went for us, but how many times things go the other way. The Zielinski goal that I felt in the moment, I just needed to. I wanted to sing, and I'm not regretting to sing, because I still enjoy that win against Juve. An analyst in the Arabic channel just said, if the league doesn't want Inter to win the league, just tell them, don't make them lose just because they Inter do them justice. Well done to that guy. Even on CBS, even Bonetti, if you know Bonetti, the CBS commentator, he is a Milanista. He's known to be a big Milanista through his family growing up. The main commentator on CBS, he was like, I'm shocked that decision was given. Christina Uncle, the refereeing expert, she was saying, yeah, this is going to be reviewed by VAR. He's going to be sent to be recommended to have a look at VAR. And it wasn't. And then Bonetti was like, what? First, they were shocked about the Dumfries one. They were like, oh, okay. How come that didn't get called? And then this one was like, oh, what? Even this one didn't get called? So that tells you everything. The fact that even he couldn't contain, like, be impartial to that. The fact that they saw those two decisions back to back happening, and they were shocked that the referee didn't even go to check it. That's the thing. Same as kind of the Ricci situation against Milan, the handball, which again, to me, that one's not really, like, I don't like those types of handballs. But again, there doesn't seem to be that kind of review. I mean, there always is a silent check, they say, but this one, I felt like at least they should have sent the referee to go and check it. But anyway, Mourinho handcuff gesture, that's for sure. But outside of that, we weren't good enough. Like, that was an awful game. Really poor watch. I mean, I'm sure the neutrals, if you're a Milan Juventino fan, you definitely enjoyed it in terms of watching Inter flatline and be absolutely useless. But in terms of generally as a football game, it was not a good watch. Atalanta, obviously, they were coming off a 6-1 drubbing from Bayern Munich. They were pretty poor, not great. Inter, though, as I said, they look like they were the team that just were playing midweek against Bayern Munich, and they were low on energy, like so poor, devoid of any energy, devoid of any grinta, really, outside of like Augusto. Just all round. Like, it's been a few weeks now, like since the Juve game, the Bordeaux performance. That was both of the Bordeaux performances. They were useless performances. What was the last few fixtures? Actually, we had Bordeaux. Obviously, the Milan one, or the Como one. That was completely, devoid of anything. That was probably the worst Inter game I've watched in years. And even the Genoa game, that wasn't great either. So it's been weeks now. We've been watching this team kind of just starting to really flatline and dip in performance. So again, I wasn't surprised about the performance or the result, but in the way that it came, really disappointing, man. Really disappointing. Let's talk about the individuals. Thuram, in the absence of Lautaro, has really shown us that we can't rely on this guy. Like, this guy should be the leader of this team in the absence of Lautaro up front anyway, and he's shown us to be nowhere near. I mean, once again, it had to be Pio to step up. And yeah, like Ridwan says, no dribbling, no kind of creativity. Today, Thuram was playing kind of the Lautaro role because Pio was there, so he was given the Lautaro role to roam around, try to connect, try to make things happen, try to link up. There was one shot that he had from distance, and that was it. Really. It had that one back heel opportunity in the second half. Super flat. Pio as well, outside of the goal. He wasn't great either, to be fair. Most of the time, he couldn't hold the ball today. Didn't win any of his like battles with the Atalanta defenders. Poor. Barella, as I said, he was actually booed at one point by the San Siro crowd. Like, they've had enough of Barella after that one moment where he completely ruined the one of the counterattacks. The San Siro crowd was like, man, get this guy out. Dumfries, he actually I liked his impact. Like, he showed how much we missed him in terms of him compared to Luis Enrique, but then he ends up kind of being involved in I don't know if you'd call it a Boza moment, because the decision wasn't given against us, but he has over the years also had these moments where he's involved in these negative moments where we've conceded the goal or conceded the penalty. It's nothing new to Dumfries. He does have that thing, but at least I'm happy to see him back. I felt like he did provide something more than Luis Enrique, which wasn't hard in the final third anyway. Di Marco, as I said, very flat, very uninspiring. He's starting to dip off in his performances now at the worst possible time. Like, March, April is really the time where you need to be, the team itself needs to pick up its best form, but individual players need to be at their best, and he's now starting to drop off by the looks of it. Sucic subbed off at halftime. I didn't like the substitution by Chivu because he was on the yellow, or because he made the mistake that almost gifted Atalanta goal. But I felt like he could have stayed at least till the 50th or 60th minute. But to be fair, Mickey did make a good impact. Mickey had a couple of good passes. He put Thuram in front to goal in the 1v1. But yeah, I would start him again in the next game. Mickey, as usual, shows he's better as a substitute. And again, as I said, although Akanji actually did well today against Scamacca, Scamacca was subbed up at the 51st minute because Akanji handled him well. But yeah, the only two standout players were Augusto and Bisek. Zoma was shaky as always. There was one shot from Scamacca from the edge of the box where he spilled. Luckily, no one was there to pick it up. But yeah, just all around super shaky. Poor performances all around. Luis Enrique was okay coming on the left. He looks better than on the right because at least he can cut in. But did he create anything? No, which is what he would be brought on to do. Boni, some flashes, some nice touches here and there, but again, he is starting to really remind me of Thuram. You know, when we signed him, I called him a mini Thuram, but he's starting to remind me of Thuram in all the negative ways recently. He loses the ball too easily sometimes, or one time he just held it up and just passed it back to no one. Frattesi, as usual, how many passes did he have? Let's have a look. Oh, 5 touches in 25 minutes. How many passes? Maybe 1, 2? Oh, 0. Wow. So that's Frattesi. So if you combine his last 2 performances, how many minutes is that? That's probably about 50 minutes of performances, isn't it? Oh no, sorry, 22 plus 15. Sorry, I miscalculated. So yeah, that's like 35 in 35 minutes of the last 2 performances. He completed I don't think he completed a pass against Milan either, did he? Nope. 0 out of 0, 2 touches. So in the last 2 performances, he had managed to do 7 touches and 0 passes completed in the last 2 performances. Do I need to say anything more? And De Vrij, I'm not really sure why he was brought on in the end, to be fair. That was a bit of a weird substitution by Chivu. But yeah, the substitutions that we said, I don't know why Frattesi was brought on for Barella when we're leading already. Not that there was many other options off the bench in midfield. It would have been either Juve or Frattesi, but I didn't really get that. Again, Barella might be in bad form, but at the moment you probably just keep Barella on at least until like the 85th minute or something. Yeah, I'm not sure why he kept Dumfries on until the end. You know, this is his first game back. I know DiMarco wasn't playing great, but surely you would have kept DiMarco on and took off Dumfries, really, because I think he ran out of steam at the end, quite rightly. So again, with Chivu, definitely some question marks over his substitutions. And now we also have to, I was praising the physical preparation as well at the beginning of the season, or for most of the season. I was praising the work but done by Rapetti, the new physical fitness trainer. We have pretty much all season up until like February, we've looked sharp. We looked, much fitter than last season, the likes of especially DiMarco, Zielinski looking way fitter than they did any point last season. But now, at the key point of the season as well, we're starting to look very flat. We keep having injuries as well. Like how many times has now Hakan been injured? Lautaro got injured, obviously, on the plastic pitch. So I don't know, I can blame him on that. But we've had quite a lot of injuries recently as well. So now I need to also talk about the backroom staff. There's something now not quite working. Obviously, that's why we have to wait until the end of the season to make these evaluations, these judgments. But there's multiple things now going wrong at Inter, and we couldn't even score off a set piece today, which is what's been saving us. What's been saving us today? What's been saving us a lot of the times this season. So yeah, multiple things going wrong at the same time at completely the worst possible time. Yeah, exactly, Bunny. Why'd you love holding on to the ball? Thank you, Mati. Actually, I completely forgot to say to the people, like, subscribe if you are here. Chivu must address his players and tell them not to panic. Yeah, but this is the thing, like, it's crazy to me. Like, even under Inzaghi, why is it that these guys need to be told this? Like, you have super experienced Euro winners, World Cup winners, Champions League winners, multiple Scudetto winners in this team, and they need to be told about not to panic and keeping the calm. Like, yeah, definitely Chivu needs to do something in terms of the mentality of these guys. Something is not clicking at the moment. They're looking flat, they're looking unfit, they look uninspired. All we're doing at the moment is crossing inshallah. Something is definitely going wrong in, as I said, multiple aspects, not just individuals or the starters. Everyone is looking really flat at the moment. The coaching staff, the backroom staff, questions need to be asked all around. I'm really getting worried now. Really worried. But we've only just dropped out, and we've literally just dropped out. So this is the first week that we've not played. So Atalanta have just played the one extra game compared to us. But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Look how this team is looking right now, and imagine people wanted us to stay. Some people were saying like, "Oh, you have loser mentality for wanting to stay, for wanting to get out of the Champions League. That you're not too sad about losing to Bodo Glimt." This is why. This is why this team started to look flat. Like you could see the signs coming of this team starting to look flat and uninspired. And we've seen the writing on the wall. Like, have you not watched Inter the last few seasons? Why would you want Inter to continue deep in Champions League? Because they've proven to us they can't compete on multiple fronts. They just can't do it. They physically, mentally, athletically, whichever way you want to talk about it, psychologically, they can't compete on multiple fronts. They've proven to us they can't do it. They can do Scudetto, Coppa Italia, because that's different. It's not, not as many games. Coppa Italia comes once in a while. But Champions League, especially the new format of Champions League with all these extra games, they cannot handle that. And yeah, Josh, Inter proved the mentality is everything in sport, 100%. These players were already spoiled, and now just giving them away free holidays for them. And now, yeah, we have to also call into action the Chivu. He was giving them a lot of free days this season compared to Inzaghi. Apparently, after games, he's been giving them the day after completely off, or the day before is not a retiro, so they're not like sleeping at the training center. The players come straight from their homes into the San Siro to give them more family time, feel like less the pressure. But now is the time where we question everything. Now, before, when everything was going well, that's Kivu's great psychological work, great work by Chivu. But now we have to call that into. But to me, at the moment, it's just the pressure. Like, these guys are feeling the pressure physically. They're looking cooked, and there's so many things going wrong at the same exact time. So it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Really, really worrying now, this Inter team. But let's go through some of the screenshots we already talked about. The refereeing decisions that went against us today. I don't want to spend too long talking about them because we don't deserve it today. We just didn't play to that level. I mean, again, even when we look at the chances created today, there's no really any chance apart from the Thuram one, the 1v1 Thuram had. Inter didn't really create too much. It was more by accumulation, the XG, the 1.5 XG today. So I think this actually happened around, showing you how flat Inter were. This is the first screenshot I took, and that was around the 20th, 25th minute, maybe, if I'm correct. Barella crosses it in. I think he was trying to cross it to Dumfries and Thuram, but cross goes too far. DiMarco's there to hit it, and again, to show how off form he is at the moment. Usually, this season he's been smashing those at least on target. He completely misses. He actually hurts himself taking that volley because he hits his foot into the ground. And then there's that shaky moment from the Sucic gift. Scamacca shoots from the edge of the box. Zoma spills it. Luckily, there was no Atalanta player to follow up. It took him a couple of goals to pick it back up. It was raining, to be fair, so I guess the surface was a bit skiddy, which is also why maybe Carnesecchi made a mistake on our goal. Speaking of, here it is. And as I said, this goal doesn't happen without Denzel Dumfries. It's not like it was anything amazing. Again, it's just a long ball into Dumfries, which they wouldn't even try this long ball into Luis Enrique, because this is not Luis Enrique's game. They would only try to do short passes into Luis Enrique. But because it's Dumfries, they tried this long ball. Probably, I'm sure it's probably under hit. They were probably trying to get it behind Kolasinac, but Dumfries gets to it, chests it. They were trying to claim for a elbow there for some reason. I don't know why, because Kolasinac is the one that heads it down into his elbow. But that all starts by Dumfries winning that duel, and without that, this goal doesn't happen. But that pad's a 5-yard assist. Good finish by Pio, but Carnesecchi, pretty poor by Carnesecchi. Let's slip under his armpit, kind of one of those ones. I did go underneath Scalvini's legs. It's always hard for keepers to read those shots when they go underneath between the players' legs. So Tutto Calcio Raid. Shouts out to the Tutto Calcio guys. Make sure you check them out. But yeah, that was Inter's goal, Pio. That would have been, if we won by that 1-0 Pio goal, I would have bought a Pio shirt, man. That would have deserved it. That would have been the biggest 3 points all season for Inter. And again, the fact that Pio has to be the one stepping up is showing us that Thuram just needs to go this summer. He's just failing the test in the Lautaro's absence. Like Thuram's been here now. This is his third season and he's not stepping up. At age 28 now, coming into his peak, this is when he should be taking, that shirt and saying like, Lautaro's not here. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Pio, you watch and learn. This is how you do it. Instead, it's Pio. And in the derby, because he didn't play, it had to be Pio and Boni trying to do that. And again, to show how off form Di Marco was today, here he probably, not that it would have been a guaranteed goal or anything passing to Barella here, but he could have easily passed it to Barella for a potential tap in or even Dumfries on the far post, but he shoots and it was nowhere near on target. And here is pretty much the only good moment by Thuram where he shoots this rocket from distance. Really good shot. I didn't even know he had this in the bag anymore. It surprised me, so I'm sure it surprised Karnesecki. Look, by the way, Karnesecki was beaten. If this was slightly to the right, he wasn't getting to that one because the shot is already past him and he's not even near the corner. But yeah, that was the only flash of brilliance from Marcus Thuram all game. Very, very disappointed in Marcus Thuram once again today. Denzel did have a chance here, Mkhitaryan creating this chance for him, but because he is very, very right-footed, he didn't even try to go with his left foot here. Actually, this is a bigger chance than I give it credit for. I'll take that back. This is actually a big chance. It's just that Dumfries decides to go with his right foot, and he completely shins it. Proper brick freeze moment here. Obviously, the ball was bouncing. It wasn't easy, but if he goes this with his left foot, like any footballer should do here, rather than trying to go with a trivela outside of the boot for some reason, it's completely wrong and he shins it. That's actually a big chance there created by Mkhitaryan. Oh yeah, I wanted to point out how the Curva Nord backed Bastoni, of course, with all the stuff going on around Bastoni. They put up a big banner. They sang songs for Bastoni, Orgoglio Nostro, so our pride, Bastoni. And Atalanta were also creating some decent chances here. Bernasconi hits it across. Ederson was potentially there for the tap-in. Massive save by Carlos Augusto. As we said, one of the best players today for sure. And here he is. This is the big chance as well, created by Mkhitaryan. As I said, great sub-impact by Mkhitaryan. We like shitting on him recently, but has to be said, he created two biggest chances for Inter in the second half where through Mkhitaryan. He was better than Sucic today, but Thuram, fair play to Karnesecki as well. He definitely was at fault for the first goal. Great save by Karnesecki there, but Thuram, did you have confidence in him? I mean, 90% of strikers, they also go across the goal. You go across the keeper, you go far post, and Thuram decides to go near post. So yeah, once again, like I just mentioned, Thuram not stepping up to the mark. He's not a marksman. He's not a bagsman. I don't think he's still not gone past 15 goals in the season, which is really, really poor in this Inter team and a team that creates so many chances. It's just poor. Just poor. Like, you have to take these opportunities, Thuram. You have to take these opportunities. And he is very highly paid as well, 6.5 million net. He is one of the top 5, definitely in the top 10 of Serie A highest paid, maybe in the top 5 as well. Because he was a free transfer. Yeah, not good. Not good. And that was it. Yeah, those are the screenshots that I managed to take. Let me see if I can find a screenshot of the because someone said the Zoma gifted a goal to them. Oh, actually, wait. Someone just posted the yeah, this is exactly that. The penalty was given against us in the Hellas Verona game. Matteo Darmian on who's that? Thomas Henry, right? Look at that. That's pretty much the exact same thing. And again, this one is the one. It's even worse because it hits the as in is worse, as it's even softer because it hits the bottom of someone's foot, not even like their calf. It's not like a really a painful one. It's studs. Like footballers wear studs, so if anything, that hurts the player kicking into the studs more than the other player, really. Um, Look, the guy doesn't even lose his balance there, and this was given a penalty against us, and obviously Thomas Henry misses that one. But this Inter team, like even like there, if Thomas Henry scores, that's a different Scudetto race even there, right? This Inter team just can't seem to be able to take a Scudetto over the line without shitting themselves and creating some drama. But yeah, this is exactly pretty much the same thing. These are the types of penalties we see given all the time in Serie A. So this Frattesi one, again, I don't like these penalties. To me, they are soft. Like that Darmian one is soft. The one on Alexandro those years back, that was soft. To me, these are soft penalties. But in terms of what I've seen given in Serie A, this is definitely at the same level. No contact to the ball, completely misses the player. And he actually, yeah, like here, look at Darmian's like actually, planted. He's got his foot planted to the ground, so he's not like going with excessive force or anything. Whereas Scalvini here is flying into that, both feet off the ground. So yeah, and that it's a penalty at 1-1 in the dying minutes. That's a completely different result as well. So as much as I'm ready to definitely. I'm not accepting. I'm not happy at all with this Inter performance. It's atrocious. Yeah, you can't deny that Inter got robbed today by Marotta League. Marotta League, the check is bouncing. Shout out to Pazza Podcast as well. Make sure you guys check him out. I'm sure he will do his post-match reaction at some point. So yeah, check him out. A suffering Interista like all of us at the moment. The refs decided to go against us all the time after the Juve game. Yep, that is going to be what we see. We got some Juve fans in the house as well. Thuram and Vlahovic, long lost twins. Yeah, at the moment. Vlahovic's salary, though, is even more disgusting, to be fair. That guy is like 12 million net. But yeah, long lost twins at the moment in terms of those performances. I just don't understand what happened to Thuram. Like, he actually had a very good first season and solid second season up until the halfway point. But now, football drawn in the house, of course. Milanisti in the house here as well. They're licking their lips at what they just saw. They're licking their lips at the prospect of catching up into now. And of course, they should. I would be super confident if I was a Milan player now going into that game against that Lazio team. That really below mid Lazio team. Really, really awful Lazio team. Let's have a quick look. Have they got any big injuries? Oh, great. Provedel's out for the season, so their best goalkeeper's out. That's great. Romagnoli is out. That's great. Gigot is out. Cataldi, since Guendouzi left, that's definitely their best midfielder. He's out. And Rovella, the best midfielder. He's out. Basic. This was actually the starting trio midfielders for Lazio for a lot of the season. Rovella, Cataldi, Basic. And three others out. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at least Rabiot is missing because he's suspended. And Gabbia, but that's about it because I'm not going to count Loftus-Cheek and Jimenez as misses for Milan. So yeah, GG's. That's already a win for Milan tomorrow. I'm not even tuning into that game. I was gonna say let's hate watch that. Let's go and do a hate watch, but I'm not even gonna watch that game. There's no even point. There's no even point. The thing is, though, Marco, the thing is, we were doing really good a few weeks back without a lot of these big players. Like, I remember even tweeting about it, that there was a point where there was no Hakan for a while. We didn't miss him with Zielinski. There was a point where we didn't have Thuram. We didn't miss him. There was a point where we had a few injuries. We didn't miss them. It's recently now. But the thing is, it's not even like people, I tweeted saying Inter looking flat and people replying with Lautaro. We looked flat with Lautaro, like the first Bordeaux game. We looked super flat with Lautaro there as well. The Genoa game wasn't great either. Genoa, I think he was out already against Juve. He got pocketed. It's not just about one player. This is like every single player at the moment. Every single player is looking flat. Whether it's the substitutes, whether it's the guys coming in. Like, I'm criticizing Thuram, but if I take the goal out of Pio's game today, he actually did absolutely nothing. Boni came on. We saw him again in the derby as well. It's like everyone is completely shitting the bed at the moment. Every single player, pretty much. Like today, as we said, is like Bisek. Bisek was the one that was doing some runs from deep and creating some chances, doing some like crazy runs. Augusto as well. If those two are your best players when you're playing at home in a Scudetto race, then you know you're in big trouble. That's better, the worse the team, the more the chance Milan dropping points. Lil Bro's alleged. That's true. That is true this season. Is this Serie A or Liga 1 Indonesia? We have VAR, but it's not used. Yeah, basically, it sounds about right then. In the next game, Ray Del Tosta says we have to go all out, no more playing. But that's the thing, Ray. Like, it's when the team is going through these types of phases, it's not even about them not wanting to. I don't think they were trying to be defensive today. Like Inter, especially the first half, we were dominating possession, 60-70% possession, but it was just nothing there. Like, they've just run out of ideas. They just look so flat. They just look so limp. It's like there's something deeper that's gone wrong at the moment, like psychologically, physically. It's not even just about, he was saying, oh, just go out and everyone attack, all out attack. Because even if we did that, would cross it in and someone would just counterattack us and score. Like, this team is really, really struggling at the moment. We're having that moment that we usually have. Like, we always call it the winter depression. Like, usually we have it in like December, February, where we usually start to flatline for a couple of months even, and then we recover a bit to the end of the season. We're having this at the wrong time. We're having this at the wrong time where we are flatlining in the most key moment of the season. These last 10 games is the most key moment of the season. So I'm so worried, man. I'm so worried. I don't even know what Chivu needs to do, like some exorcism, something. Oh yeah, 100%. If Chivu wins it, I don't even want to talk about a double, Phil, bro. Like, let's just speak about Scudetto. To me, just like the full focus on Scudetto. Even just a Scudetto, Chivu's gonna get a lot of praise. But no, as usual, Cameron, you see it the complete opposite way for me in terms of the Champions. Like, if this team is still in the Champions League, Cameron, if this team is still in the Champions League, and we're flatlining like this, my goodness. Even if we're playing Sporting Lisbon, then we'll be even in bigger trouble. Like, this team just can't handle it. Can't handle multiple competitions. Like, how many seasons do we need to watch Inter to see that these guys can't handle any type of multiple competitions? As soon as there's too much football to play, these guys flatline. And yeah, of course, these are the times where you need someone to just do something for you, to bring out something, moment of magic out of nothing. This is definitely those times where we're missing someone that, even if they're playing badly, just that one moment from them to like win a penalty or do something, get a lucky rebound, try to do something instead of crossing the ball in. That's definitely what we're missing. And again, Chivu was not being given any of that by Ausilio Marotta, the management. And yeah, but it's the attitude of Thuram. This is why I'm also with Boni. The mini Thuram thing is also, I hate that it's kind of coming true that he's mini Thuram also with his attitude. He comes on and he's not like he's like ready to, run after every single ball and, put some tackles in or, show some grinta, show some fight. Is just the same kind of that nonchalant attitude. I don't know, like it's very similar. Whereas with Pio at the moment, Pio is trying to trying to work hard, trying to work hard, show some grinta, but at the moment Pio is also looking very technically, he's getting so many things wrong, Pio. like I don't know if he's bulked up too much, maybe because he's like every time there's a pass into him, if the pass is not exactly at Pio's feet, it's gone. Like because he's so like cumbersome and heavy in the way that he moves. The pass has to be like exactly to his feet with Pio. Otherwise, you've lost the ball. Like it happened quite a few times in that first half when we were on the counter attack. But yeah, man, what can I say? These guys just want to make us suffer. Now we just have to hope. I know that Torino's also kind of a bit of a bogey team for Milan, weirdly, and they've had recently a bit of a new manager bounce Torino. So at least I will have some hope in that because you have those weird bogey teams like we all Italian teams have. Like we have Sassuolo. Actually, they have also Sassuolo as a bogey team, but Torino is weirdly one of the bogey teams for Milan. So we just gotta hope that Lazio or Milan do something. Let's have a look at the recent kind of head-to-head for Milan against Lazio and Torino. Is there any hope? This is what we have to do now. Oh yeah, you see, okay. So in the Coppa Italia, the last time they beat them, oh yeah, outside of that, it's pretty useless. Milan beat them twice. So they beat them earlier on the season in the league, and last year, draw, loss. Yeah, no, that's looking pretty hopeless. That is looking pretty hopeless. That is looking very, very hopeless. Let's have a look at the Torino, maybe. What have you got for me, Torino? What have you got for me? Yeah, you see there. This is why. Yeah. So last season they beat them, and they drew. They beat them. So yeah, it's not too bad of a record, Torino in general. This is why. Yeah, it is a little bit of a bogey team for them. They also gave them a bit of a tough time in the earlier game when Torino weren't even good. So I actually have a bit more hope in Torino, weirdly more than Lazio, but just something, at least one draw out of these two games, and then also they have Napoli afterwards, which is good. Although Milan are good in the big games this season, but at least there's some hope of them. Like obviously they're not like that's the thing. Milan are not going to win every single game. We saw that last season with Napoli. Even under Conte, we were hyping up Conte 1 game a week. Napoli kept dropping points last season, even under 1 game a week Conte. So they are going to drop points. It's just that now we keep giving them confidence, that derby win. And then now if they go -5 and then they go -2, then you just keep giving them confidence as the underdog, as those guys behind us, rather than the ones having to chase, having that confidence, rather than us being the ones that are being chased with this pressure and this flatlining form that we're in. So yeah, I've not like completely lost hope in these guys yet, but yeah, as I said, if they do go to -2, then I probably will go to the Mattia Jovic and the Nick Knox and Anthony Negativity of C team and switch over and start congratulating Milan on their yeah. I know they did that in 22, but then you said that last year about Napoli as well, Mattia. Like when I remember these things, it's just that obviously that 1 year they did under Pioli. The 1 year, I can't believe we gifted a scudetto to Pioli. Jesus Christ. But yeah, this team is still in our control. That's the thing. Even on +2, it still remains in our control technically. But then I would have no faith in these guys whatsoever, 100%. And I would switch over to your team for sure. But yeah, at least we didn't lose. But it really feels like a loss. It really does feel like a loss. But that's true, actually. A draw, like, is that only our second draw of the season as well? I think that's our second draw of the season, isn't it? Yeah, it's only the second draw of our season. Bloody hell. That's crazy. It's taken us so long just to get 2 draws. So yeah, at least for once, we didn't lose. That's, because then they would have been -7, and then, then they literally could have been -1 if they beat Torino as well, if they beat Lazio and Torino. So at least there's that, I guess. But it's one of those draws that feels like losses, to be honest. It feels like losses. Chivu got himself red carded as well, losing his head. Yeah, he's definitely at the moment feeling the pressure, Anthony. I 100% agree with you. He's I mean, we know that he's got some growing to do. I mean, we've seen the likes of Max Allegri, Conte, Inzaghi lose their heads in these types of moments. So I don't, these are passionate guys. Chivu is a passionate Romanian guy. I'm not going to go and say like that's a red flag about him losing his head. Like we see the likes, as I said, like the likes of Allegri kicking off his coat, his blazer, and screaming at his players or screaming at the ref at some points, like, but there's definitely signs, like I've been seeing for the last few weeks. Chivu is starting to be a bit choppy in the interviews, in the post matches. He's changed his demeanor from being this kind of like, oh no, this is okay, oh no, like either being the good guy, and now the reality of Italian football. I mean, which is surprising. He's been in Italian football all his life. I think he just needs to be real, and that the good guy stance is not going to work. He's going to have to, stand up for himself, stand up for his club, and make himself heard if he feels like decisions aren't going his way, and also with his players as well. Being the good guy with his players all the time is not going to help him, because these guys have let down. They've let down Inzaghi in multiple years. You could say they also let down Conte. We were in the title race the first Conte season as well. But then we weren't expecting to win the Scudetto then. But again, this team, when we're in a Scudetto race, when it's a race, these guys have shown that they're usually not up for it. So yeah, I think he was going to have to change something about his approach. It's worked up until now. Whatever he's done up until like a couple of weeks ago, his approach worked. But now there needs to be a new gear, a different gear that Chivu needs to go into. Dude Interista, appreciate you, brother, for joining the channel membership and supporting the channel. Thank you, my bro. Keep doing a good job that you are doing on Tutto Calcio and on Twitter. Very disappointing performance. He says we should have had a penalty, 100%, but no excuses. A lot of work needs to be done from +10 to potentially +5, 100%, bro. Happy watching my coach growing up. Yeah, we are literally watching a guy that has no experience in Serie A, 13 games experience of watching him grow. Time for the men to step up. Who are the men, Anthony? We have none. We have no men in this team. Barella, he's also dusted as a footballer at the moment, like physically and technically, not as in technically, but as in like on the pitch performance. He seems to be completely burned out. Bastoni is going through this period now where the whole of Italy is against him. I think that's affecting him. At least Denzel is back. I feel like he's one of those guys that can step up and be one of the leaders, at least in these moments. But today he was a little bit involved, negatively. I don't know if it was his fault or not. But who are the men? Thuram's definitely not one of those guys. I wouldn't put Di Marco as one of those guys either. Like, who are those? This team is lacking some real leaders. It's lacking those leaders that can take this team by the scruff of the neck. Zielinski is like kind of the technical leader. Like, he can try to drag the team with his like form this season, like Di Marco. Di Marco is a technical leader this season. But this is the thing. If you're flatlining and you don't have the performance to be the technical leader, then you at least have, where are the mentality monsters, where are the psychological leaders of this team? I don't think we have any at the moment. I don't think we have any. And yeah, once again, there's another Milanista in the house, old Raul Rossonero. Make sure you go check him out on his channel if you want to find out how Milanisti are feeling these days. Surely feeling positive. They're gonna be quiet about it. They're gonna be low key about it. But I'm sure they're smelling blood, as they say, the sharks smelling the blood in the water. Allegri is definitely smelling the blood. He's a shark for sure. 100%. We don't have the men and the difference makers that can bring a spark when the going gets tough. But anyway, guys, I think there's enough talking about these bottlers today. I'm gonna go now. Hopefully, Lautaro definitely can come back soon. He's definitely one of those guys that we can at least rely. I think one of the few guys that we can rely upon in terms of at least being a leader with his, mentality and his grinta and his goals this season. He has scored some big goals, especially against the smaller teams. And yeah, definitely we need a big overhaul this summer. They delayed it this past summer. They delayed it by keeping the same guys and just having a few younger pieces in there. But this summer they can't do that again. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate you all. Thank you, Eduardo, for being for doing the only donation. I really appreciate you, brother. And thank you, Ridwan and Doodle Interista, for becoming channel members. Appreciate you all. And yeah, hate watch for Milan tomorrow, but I'm not going to be actually watching it. I'm going to be just hate watching from a phone because I have no faith in Lazio. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Ciao, ragazzi. As always, even on days like this. Forza Inter.